So you know that we've technically started streaming, although all they can hear is sound. So all they can hear is back and forth.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome to part 2 of the Inconceivables. Our Eberron game of D&D 5th edition. Hooray! Um, and we, of course, have our players Andreas, Matt, Natalie, and Danny. I hope I remember how to pronounce this correctly.
Yep.
Danny. Okay, good. Um, and so, yeah, been 2 weeks. How you been? All good?
Good.
Yeah, really looking forward to tonight.
Excellent. All right. So where we last left off, you were contacted by an old friend of yours called Aldane, uh, an old friend from the war, who asked you to help with his business of security and risk management. Uh, this involved well, this particular job involved a disappeared individual, which he desperately needed retrieved, as well as the thing that she stole from her work. Some sort of schematics, possibly weapon, although he didn't have any details to share. After investigating, you followed the clues to a warehouse where you fought a bunch of gnolls, um, killed most of them, except for the one gnoll, and found a well, the corpse of Ophelia, the halfling you were hired to find. And that's pretty much where we left off. So you still have the one gnoll alive.
Yep.
And well, yeah, as our viewers probably can have noticed that we're down one player at the moment. Cake is not with us, although she is in spirit. Um, Probably not because she's preoccupied with her another game, the Curse of Popularity, I suppose. Um, so, but you are here, and what is it that you would like to do?
Is the null bound?
The gnoll is uh, currently at least terrified, and yeah, no, you bound, yeah, you tied him
That
up,
time.
tied him up last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gred, do we want to have some fun?
Yeah, but I just had all my fun. I think it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, better idea. Dart,
Yes.
are you the good one or the bad one?
been a while since I've been the good one, so we'll try that.
Okay. And I
I'll
go
just
to
stand over here and look scary.
I go to the knoll and start talking for him, soothing him, like for a minute, not just making small talk, just for a minute to get him eased in, and he now has to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright, just let me look for some stats. Do-do-do-do. Oh, of course, they're probably not where they're supposed to be. Oh, here it is. Do-do-do-do. Wisdom.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna get that. No.
Yeah, so my words of terror take place, and he is now frightened of me.
After you try and soothe his spirit, you
That's
terrify him? Is that...
that's just it's just I have to talk with him 1 minute alone
Yeah.
to make him extremely frightened of someone for 1 hour.
Okay, and
It
he's
doesn't matter.
going to be terrified of the person who just said it's gonna be all right, it's gonna be just fine. We're not gonna kill you. We're not gonna do anything terrible with
Yeah,
you, but
yeah,
you're definitely
yeah. That's
scared.
his last try. But if you don't talk now with us and talk the truth, we will torture you slowly and
Just, just,
evilly.
just for the fun of it, I would like
Hmm?
you to make a um persuasion check with disadvantage.
28.
28. Okay, so he's very calm up until the point where he's just up until the point where you're where the effect occurs, and he's just uh, freezes with a
Okay.
terrified uh, face
Okay,
expression.
signed Dart. She probably knows the procedure already that the show has begun.
Yeah. I will step forward a little bit and look at him and be like, and I'll just say, that's not a face that you want to die having. How about you calm down and talk a little bit and see if you can live to see tomorrow?
Oh, okay. Okay.
How many more of you are here?
None. They're just
None.
us.
So you have a chance to be the sole survivor if you cooperate. Then.
Yeah. Yes, I suppose.
Do you know why you were killing that lady there?
We were hired to.
By
No.
who?
Yes.
And I want names.
I wasn't sure of the name. I just know that Shaka here points at one of the dead gnolls, the one who looks like the leader with the glaive. Shaka, he was the contact. He just brought us here and told us to wait until the halfling woman came. And afterwards, he went to the back room. I think he met with someone, I think, and came back out and said that we've been paid.
Did he take anything from that halfling woman?
Yeah, he took something from her when he went to the back room. Before going to the back room.
Did you see what?
Maybe wasn't really paying attention.
Think closely. You know what happens to bad dogs.
Technically not a dog. Could have been a book or something. Yeah, looked like probably a book. Then he said something about that we could keep whatever we found on the body, but didn't really find anything. Nothing of value.
So you didn't even get paid for murder?
Oh, the payment is in the back room, I suppose.
Oh, you think? Maybe, Gred, maybe you could take a look back there quick?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Yep. You enter the back room, and it looks like an office with a desk and some ledgers on the desk and a small chest on the middle of it. Other than that, some bookshelves with some books in it and a back door that leads out to a platform.
Alrighty. I'll search around and see if I can find anything that looks like blueprints or plans.
Or a book.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, make an investigation check.
Yeah. That's not good. 2.
2. Right. So most of it looks like a lot of numbers. And there are some names, place names, company names. Most of it is numbers, and a lot of it is written in what could be code. You're just not sure if any of it is what you're looking for.
Nah, doesn't look like anything back here. There's, I'll take the chest out.
Okay.
Back to everyone else.
Yep.
Can you say anything useful to us?
The only thing.
Think closely.
Well, since you're here, and like I said, there's probably none of us left, just me and probably Gib, who was on a lookout outside, and he probably is gone and getting some help.
Yes, he is. If you can get help from the afterlife. You didn't want to join him, did you? Because you're not being very helpful.
What did you mean? What? Afterlife?
I walked behind him and put my dagger at his throat.
The only thing I know about the guy who we were working for is that this is his warehouse.
Okay.
That's everything I know.
Not bad. Not bad. I don't. Is that worth? And I'll look. Looking at Ashtari, I'll say, do you think that's enough to spare their life? I don't know.
And Shaka said something about that the guy was going when we asked about the thing that he wanted. Shaka said something about the guy wanting to sell it.
Yeah.
Something about him needing to getting fast because he was going to sell it, meet a buyer tonight or something.
And that the person he's referring to that was going to do all this is one of the ones that we killed. Is that correct? The one that was going to go to the meeting and do all that is one of the ones that we have killed in this room?
No.
Okay.
No, that's the
Presume-
one they were hired
Gotcha.
by.
Okay, so he presumably snuck out the back then. Or left out of the back.
Well,
Yeah, there's no one in the back room there.
I assumed someone was in the back when we.
Sure. Okay, sorry, I was just trying to clarify.
So,
Okay.
one last question. Why did you kill her?
Because we got paid by a lot.
That's not an answer I like. You?
Not terribly. I mean, what's to say he wouldn't get paid a lot of money to kill us someday?
Should we see how much a
Look,
halfling girl's
look,
life
look.
is?
Look, if I'm not going to try and kill you or anything. It's but if you leave, if you kill all of us, I see. If you let me live, I can tell the rest of the gang that that it was someone else.
Inside check on that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
16.
Well, he is terrified, and definitely doesn't want to get killed. But he sounds sincere in that he wants to. He would probably tell the rest of the gang something else.
Okay.
Okay, here's the deal. We let you live when you don't tell anyone that was us who cleaned out this warehouse. Or we will find you and we will take care of that you never sire any little knoll pups.
Yeah, already taken care of, but thanks. I get the gesture.
I slowly beg from weirded out.
Okay. Can I leave?
Let's
You can certainly try
Yeah.
to leave.
let's get a better look at that back room. Just have all of us go through it real fast, and then.
And I want to
I don't
talk
wanna-
with that poor girl, if you don't mind. Maybe she can tell us a bit more.
Absolutely.
Okay. The knoll rushes out. Never to
Nobody
be.
shoots him in the back?
Oh, Dahia probably does.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Wow, those are terrible rolls. Two shots, both miss. I'm gonna try another one. Just seriously, no. That's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Nope. 4 shots, none of them hit.
Yeah, then
I don't think her bonus is that great.
okay, let's
Oh, well,
go
he might.
through the background room, talk
Yeah.
to that poor woman, and then track down the owner of this warehouse.
Yes. Since he is gone now, I propose we do what we need to do here quickly in case
Yeah.
he does come back
Yeah.
or sends for people. So
Okay.
Okay. So make your investigation rolls if you like. With disadvantage because Gred already went through.
Yeah.
Still a 19.
Gred's gonna reload his weapons.
I got a 22 on investigation.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was I'm sorry, it was
With
disadvantage. I was I got an 8 then.
Okay.
19.
19. And what did everyone else get? Or did anyone else?
I got 13.
13. Okay. Okay, so what you after searching the office, back office, it takes you about 15 to 20 minutes. But doing so, you come to the conclusion that whatever you are looking for is probably not in the
Sure.
office. It's just ledgers. Some of them coded, some of them not.
I'll grab a couple of the ledgers.
Yeah, it includes some shipments of fabrics mostly.
Okay.
On fabrics towards the warehouse, and some dresses and other clothing away from the warehouse.
Okay.
The you with the during your search through the office, you come to also realize that it belongs to the House of Vale, House Vale, which is, well, not one of the big houses, not one of the dragon marked houses. So you can make a history check to see if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
17.
24.
I rolled a natural 20 on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping in tradition of
So
rolling the
20.
lowest.
We know even their secret. They don't even know about it.
Okay, so with those rolls,
Well, I only got a 20.
well, House Vale is it's spelled Vale. It is a house of known for fashion design. And in Sharn there is such a thing known as the 60, which is essentially almost like a club of 60 most prominent houses in Sharn. Vale is not one of those 60, but it has been trying to be for a long time. So let's see, with a natural 20, let's see. Most of the house operates outside Sharn, but some of them live in the city, and they host fashion shows at their mansion, or well, mansion, if you will. It's just part of a tower. Hosted regularly with all the latest creations of either Ina Irvale or Eliajos Irvale. Eliajos is the more into the fashion design area than Ina, but Ina is the one who mostly does the does most of the preparation and advertisement, if you will. So she makes the invites essentially. For the fashion shows, they mostly invite some of some prominent members of the city, and they are usually members of the 60. So yeah, that's about it. You know.
Do they also host casting shows to see who designs the best dresses and who wears them best?
Not that you know of. It's mostly been some. It has mostly been some generic models, or some of them better known ones, perhaps. But all the designs have been made by members of the house. So it's all in-house designs. The family has had some down, have been a bit down on their luck in the last 2 years since the war, as there have been regularly pop up stories about how the family is doing something other than fashion design, and that is selling company time with the models. Although that has never been. It's mostly gossip as far as most people know.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably know exactly where the mansion is with that roll.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, you know where that is. You've probably been watching the fashion show from afar or something with binoculars.
Yeah. Did some work.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
How many family members does this house have? Because it can be only one of them we are after, not the entire house.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There are 3 members. There is Eliajos, Ina, and Jim.
Elias, Gina, and Jim.
Yeah.
Let me guess, he's the special one.
Jim Mirel is. Let's make it a little bit more exotic and call him Jim, with 2 E's.
Jim.
Jim.
Okay.
Jim Mirel is. Let's call it the experimental one. It has been known for like a long time that Jimmy Vale is absolutely terrible at making fashion.
So he's a person for haute couture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy Vale. That's great.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if they hold these fashion shows, that would be a good place to meet a buyer.
Yep.
True.
We should find out if they're doing one tonight.
I can go to a fashion show.
Gred is actually, since Gred has been watching the house from afar for such a long time, he actually knows their schedule and knows that there has been an invitation for a fashion show tonight.
Yeah, but he doesn't let everyone know that.
No. But you rolled a natural 20, so you know that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and now, while I still remember, because I forgot last time, but still, I am going to allow every one of you At any point during this game, I'm gonna allow any one of you or all of you to introduce one contact of yours each. It can be anyone who has whatever profession or whatever you'll need him to be, but you still need to convince him to help you. But you can introduce any contact that you like.
Okay.
So that applies to each of you.
Okay.
So, halfling girl or continue?
Um,
I mean, we can ask her 5 questions, and she has to answer them truthfully to the best of her knowledge.
Well, actually,
She doesn't have any mouth left anymore.
no, she has a mouth. I already said that she did.
Okay.
However, it actually says if I read up on the spell, although I don't have it in front of me at the moment. But can you double check if she is actually required to speak truthfully? Because I think I remember that she is not actually required to if but she doesn't have any natural motive not to. Just if you treat her badly, she doesn't have to. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, you are read correctly.
Yeah.
Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy.
But she also has no reason not to tell you
Yes.
lies.
So,
So
and since the party goes on tonight, I don't know if we can take another long rest till then, so I would keep that spell slot.
I'll allow you to take a long rest as 4 hours because it's a one shot or multi shot, but still.
Awesome.
So you can
Okay.
if you like, you can take a long rest as 4 hours or short rest as half an hour.
Okay, is there anything we want to know from her?
mm,
Her contact's name?
yeah, she would know who she was meeting, I guess.
What she took with her? What
Yeah.
schematics exactly?
Yes, and I don't know.
Maybe if she saw the leader person, maybe she might not know who the leader was, but
You don't
maybe.
actually have to ask all 5 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can take the most of it.
Find out if she was working with someone. Or maybe not.
And
I don't know.
is Aldin?
Maybe if she was
Aldane.
approached by somebody.
Yeah, that's
She was approached or
why. Let's with whom she met. What did she take? Why did she do it? Did she have any help? And did she saw the one who hired the gnolls? Okay, then I start burning some incense and cast a spell.
Yeah, and the corpse starts moving a little bit.
Yeah, I always hate it when he does that.
Either there. It's okay. So, why did you take the schematics?
Money. Escape. Freedom.
Who was your contact?
Eliashos.
Ah. What were those schematics exactly?
Key. To war.
Did you had any help stealing those schematics? Can we do anything to help you? Okay.
And with that, the corpse fall back into place and stop moving.
So we have a name.
Yeah, it was the fashion designer.
Yeah, now we know which one as well.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it was pure sad little greed.
She said escape, though. What was she trying to escape
Escape
from?
her like to
Maybe she-
get rich and live richly without getting to work every day and having the everyday life and
Or maybe something a bit darker.
yes. It might not be pleasant working there. But
We don't even know where she works.
yeah,
Well-
Because Aldane was a bit sketchy on that as well.
yeah. Let me propose something. Get the schematics, hopefully without much bloodshed. And then we have a leverage on Aldane, and then he has to explain some things to us.
sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Yes,
Yep.
please.
Let's go find out if there's a fashion show on tonight.
Inside check on the way he said that. 15.
Yeah, he definitely knows more than he's saying.
Gred.
Yeah.
What? Where's the poop, Gred?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know there's a fashion show on tonight.
Well, excellent. That saves us time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just got to figure out how to get in.
I mean, me and Dart, we just put some nice clothes and they let us in.
Yeah, I tried that once. They wouldn't let me in.
Well,
I look at Gred and I look at Dart and me, and then they get at Gred.
I mean,
No.
I could make myself look like somebody who's invited if I had. I would need proper clothes and somebody that I know what they look like.
I can get you proper clothes.
Is anybody good at forging documents? Because I've tried. I am no good at it. But that might be. Or if we could steal perhaps an invitation to get in.
Does those fashion shows they run with music, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have music.
Well, there's normally, after the fashion show, there's normally a ball afterwards on another floor.
Lots of
With
servants
music.
going in and out too.
I
Also security.
could try to.
And
Yeah, I could try to sneak in as a member of the entertainment with my.
I wanted to say, I can be with a band. There's definitely some of my bard friends playing tonight.
That'd be a good way to get in. I can grab my flute and play a tune or two if people require proof for some reason, or we actually end up having to play. I'll blow the cover.
Mhm.
okay. What about the rest of us?
They definitely will need to have security. They will have catering.
I guess I could try and get into the security detail. Maybe know someone who's working in there.
Excellent.
Mm,
Yeah,
What
I'm not
about-
sure I could pass for security, but I could maybe pass for some form of cook.
So, how about let's check in with some contacts you might have and meet again?
Sure.
Okay.
So, Andreas? Ashtari is meeting with a contact, yep.
Yeah.
So who is the contact?
K-E-Win.
K. Even.
Yeah.
Damn you.
And let's say Elvin Bard,
Elvin Bard.
known for his jaunty music.
Okay. And where would you meet K. Even?
Probably in a tavern, and hopefully not too drunk.
Well, if you know K. Even,
Hmm.
he's always drunk.
That's why I said not too drunk.
Ashtari, my friend.
K.
You still owe me money.
No.
Oh,
You still no.
But you still owe me a drink.
Yes, I owe you a drink.
So how have you been, my good friend? How have you been?
Perfect. But I'm longing for the state. I'm longing to hear the sheer. I have the itch, again.
We all have the itch, man.
Yeah, I would have checked that out
Yeah,
if I were you.
yeah. I've seen a couple of doctors. They don't get me.
So, and I heard there's a marvelous gig tonight.
You did?
Yeah. Something right up my alley with fashion and nice people and rich people and noble houses. You know what I'm talking about.
I probably remember about maybe 5 drinks ago.
How about I get you another drink and to help to ease your memory again?
That would definitely help.
Here goes my plan not to spend a single coin in this adventure.
It's only about are you paying for good stuff or
I'm paying for the good stuff
let's say
twice, for me and for him.
let's say 1 silver. Yeah, 1 silver. Should be
For the good stuff?
mm,
Oi.
okay. Well, no, let's say 2 silver then, if you want to.
Okay.
I've never.
Here.
Yeah. Thank you. I think I remember what the gig thing you were talking about is. With the fashion guy thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Playing it. Just got some directions. Gonna meet there in about several hours, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I play better drunk anyway. You know.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially the drums are great when you are really drunk.
That.
So, you really should need, you won't need another singer and maybe someone who is just starting but is marvelous with the flute.
Hold on. And he turns around to someone a couple of tables away and calls out, "Hey, Fred! Do we have anyone playing flute?" No. Okay. Fred says no, so yeah, I guess. Are they good?
She is really good.
Like really, really good? Or
I would say she's magical.
we don't want magical on a group. It makes me look bad. Tell her to tone it down a little bit, and
No,
we'll have a
she is
deal.
magical, you are divine.
And like the way you talk. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have someone playing flute. Do they know our songs? Or
I will teach her.
okay, good. And you too?
Me too, you know my talents.
Yeah, okay, good. Always helps. Hey, Fred. Yeah. Um. Uh. Jova. Tell Jova that he's off the band. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's room for the two of you now.
Perfect.
Excellent. Okay. Do you know where it is?
I will meet you there. In several hours, you said?
Yeah. There's this. I was thinking about passing out and then just go over there when I wake up. But we have dress. We're supposed to wear specific clothing, so meet here in about say 4 hours.
We can do that.
Okay, and then we have to hurry up I'm gonna go and pass out in the corner. Okay.
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 And then I will inform Dart about it
Okay.
and take a nap too. You said that I can take a long
Yep.
rest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I have him pass out for 4 hours. Um, anyone else going to do something?
Um,
Gret?
I guess we should try and find. I think it might be easier to get on the kitchen staff, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could find out who is catering for the event? Like who's doing all the food and things? See if we can get a job there.
Okay. So how are you gonna find that out?
I don't know. Do you have anyone?
Well, if you've been watching the place for how long, have you never seen caterers going in and out?
Yeah, but they're just doing the catering.
Well, come on, Gred, we know you too well for this now.
I don't know. Would I know?
Make an intelligence check.
Aww.
9.
9. You pay more attention to the clothing than the food. So
Dark
Yeah.
secrets of Gred.
He has no fashion sense, but he likes fashion. No, don't really pay attention to the people.
Well, I have a contact I could try, I suppose.
yeah.
Okay.
And who is the contact?
I am going to go meet my dwarven gangster friend Dalvor, who got me into my life of crime early on, recruited me.
Delvor?
Yes.
Okay. And what can you tell me about Delvor?
He's a kind of your standard gruff on the outside, but for and he's a nasty criminal, but for the people that he mentored, he can be kind of a teddy bear sometimes. Still, gangster.
Yeah.
organized crime figure, but has a little bit of a soft spot for the people that he mentors.
Okay. And where will you meet him? Where can you find Delvor?
I think Delvor is probably at either one of the businesses that's a front for the Dwarven, where they money launder, or at one of their hideouts or headquarters places.
Okay. So, what company is them? What company is a front, for example?
I chose the Dwarven language, thinking that I would have because I remember reading in the setting information there was a lot of the crime was done by the Dwarven house or a Dwarven house.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't remember which one.
You don't have to be specific. Just make one
Okay.
up.
The ground floor gang.
The ground floor gang. Okay. Ground floor gang. Sounds like they're close to the ground.
Yep, down on the ground.
Yeah. Ground floor gang. Okay. So the ground floor gang, let's say, operates one front, for example, a little bit higher. That is a... Let's say... Matt, what is their front?
What is their front? They
One of them, at least.
they run a clothing cleaning company.
Yep. Okay. So there's a clothing cleaning company.
Dwarven dry.
Dwarven dry cleaning.
That's the one.
So that Dwarven, it's called your friendly cleaners.
Sure.
Um,
I'm gonna walk into your friendly cleaners then, and I guess I'll like burst through the door, and I'll say like my cloak was torn the last time I was here. I demand to say Delvor, just kind of like trying to be funny and screwing around
Okay.
when I enter.
Yep. The person at that desk just looks at you in kind of a shock and went, yeah.
Sorry, you're new. I was kidding. Bad joke.
Oh,
I am here to see Delvor though.
yeah, I believe Delvor is a little busy.
He's always a little busy, but if you tell him it's Dart, I'm sure he can make a little bit of time.
I'll go check. Just
Thank you so much.
okay. And well, opens a door to the back and goes in there, and a little shortly after comes back in and back out and says, yeah, Delvor's just finishing up. If you would follow me, please.
Absolutely.
And they lead you through the cleaning, which is actual cleaning, but it's
Sure.
mostly just mage rights or spellcasters
Sure.
who are using predigitation to just clean clothes,
Sure.
clean clothes, clean clothes. About 2 or 3 of them in one back room, just going through clothes and cleaning them, and putting them back on the coat hanger and hanging them off. This is probably the most boring job you've seen as a front for the ground floor gang.
Boring is a good front, I would think.
Yeah, it's not glamorous or anything, and what you know about the place is that it has a lot of people quitting and new people coming in, which is kind of good because no one stays long enough to learn any secrets.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows secrets is part of the ground floor gang. And well, they lead you through the back room and through another room that is mostly just storage where they keep clean clothes after being clothes after being cleaned, and then into another room where you can see Delvor, short dwarf, even by dwarven standards is a bit short, big beard, old tired eyes, just rubbing his knuckles. You can see that they are bloody, have been blooded. And there's another dwarf in there with him, and a third person's tied to a chair that has been definitely beaten to a pulp.
Sure. I'll just
Dart.
Delvor. I see you got a real tough stain you're working on there.
Yeah,
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's just a little part of the business.
Of course. I just came from one of the House of Vale warehouses, and I learned they might be making a solid play to get into the 60, and I know that's movers and shakers are kind of something that
Yeah,
you
they've been
guys are interested
they've
in.
been trying that for years.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think they might have a good shot this time with some plans that they've stolen, and kind of this play they're making seems like a kind of a legit one. And I have an opportunity. I have some friends from the war are willing to, we're on a job together, and we're looking to get into the fashion show tonight so that we can kind of scope that out and see more what's happening. Since our interests are once again, parallel on here, you guys want to keep your spot in the 60 and all your friends' spots in the 60s until you don't want them there. So if we can get in there and disrupt their plans, that'll help, keep everything copacetic on the streets, keep the dry cleaning business running smoothly. So if there's any way you guys could score me an invite or two, or maybe even get two of us on a burly friend and a regular sized friend who are both very skilled at this kind of work, and they could get in through the being cooking staff. So if you got like 2 invitations or something in with whoever's doing the catering, that could be super helpful for both of us.
Look, I'd like to help, but I'm going to need something more direct in return.
We talking I come back and work a little bit? Are we talking some money?
I might have a job or two after, but it's your choice. What I would like is well, there is something that can be found in House Vale.
All right.
Specifically, something that belongs to one of the house members, Eliadros.
Interesting.
So he has this. He has some items that are probably worth a lot, but one of them is a cloak that he keeps for himself.
All right.
He probably won't be wearing it at the ball. It's not his style, really. But
That's definitely
I would like that cloak.
all right. Is there something visual that will help me identify the cloak for you?
Consider this. He is a man of fashion, and this cloak will definitely stand out in his collection.
Ah, understood. Looking for a rather plain cloak.
Yeah.
I think that's something I can do.
Okay, so there is. Well, there are probably some ways to get in, but with the cooking stuff, I can definitely do that.
All right.
I can pull
And you
something
can
off.
get 2 of them in?
Yeah, I can get 2
Excellent.
of them. There are other ways, though, to get in. There's always the front gate.
Sure.
But the problem is, well, have you considered everything about how to get in and
I myself and another one of my compatriots are getting in as members of the band.
all right?
Um, and so if we could just get the 2 of them in, I mean, cooking staff is fine. Staff has access to places guests don't. So
There's also one thing to consider.
yes.
He has good security. I've been keeping an eye on him, eye on the House Vale. There is so he has some security normally, but during the fashion shows he ups his security, so he hires extra as well as servants. So be
Security would
careful.
be excellent for at least one of them.
So be careful.
Will do. Always am, as I was taught.
Yeah. Give me a couple of hours, 4 at most, and
Sounds good.
we'll have something cooked up.
Okay. I might have them check in with you because I might have to meet up for my thing again with the band, but I can vouch for them, served with them in the war.
Where are you meeting them? I can bring it. I can bring
I'm
them.
gonna sure. I'm gonna meet them at the. I'm meeting up at the bar with for my end at the and I can't remember the name that you said, but I'll give him
Okay.
the name of the bar.
Did we establish a name for the bar?
Oh,
That's,
The roads cross in.
That's that
that,
one, but
let's
Was there
say the
another one?
broken mugs bar.
broken mugs.
okay. We're meeting in about 4 hours at the Broken Mug, so that should work out perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much, Delvor.
My pleasure.
I'll let you get back to your stain removal.
Thank you. And let back out. All right. Right.
And then I'll meet up with the other two and let them know that I meet up at the Broken Mugs pub and in about 4 hours, and we'll get all set up. They'll be set up to get in his cooking staff, and we'll get going.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So I think we should take a short break while you take a long rest.
Sure.
Snore. Yeah. Okay. So we'll meet back in about 5 to 10,
Sounds good.
approximately. Okay. Break. Hey, and we're back. Hooray!
Woohoo!
How was break?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Cheesy.
I got some liquid courage to
It's
help
the weekend.
with the petrification process.
Yes.
Excellent. So, I presume that you all take a long rest,
Yes.
Yeah.
so you can um, replenish yourselves as appropriately. And so yeah. So you meet up at the Broken Mox pub.
Yeah.
And well, well, if you all go there at the same time, it doesn't really matter who gets there first. So because you all get there at the same time, hooray! There is K even. Passed out in a chair, just on with his face down at the table. And next to him is Fred, um, with thick rimmed glasses, reading a book, and sees Ashtari and waves. Hey,
Hey, Fred.
hey, Ashtari. You owe me
Yep.
money.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
What is it with everyone that thinks that you owe them money?
I don't know. I never let anyone else pay for me.
Yeah.
Fred then kind of nudges, kind of punches K even. Wakes up and was like, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for this. Encore. Something. Oh yeah, that thing. Right. Dress code thing.
Right.
And then the dwarf is the flute player.
Now, the lovely lady here is the
And-
flute player.
Dart would be not in her changeling form, but in her divergent persona for this. So a blonde, think a current pop star, just like a blonde white lady, sort of thing. Be her
Britney
divergent
Spears.
persona.
I like this one.
Thank you.
It's the best one you brought yet. Hopefully I'm not just drunk and everyone will like her as well. Okay. So he, so the house veil asked us to dress in these clothes and bends down into a box of pulls up two cloaks. They were just beautiful, with kind of bluish hue that kind of shifts into sort of starry shine. So it kind of looks like the evening sky.
I like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not allowed to keep them. You have to leave them at the manor when we a mansion or the house, whatever the tower thing when we leave.
All right. I'm gonna. Dart's gonna try to put it on over her cloak to see if it fits. Oh, no.
Yeah, kind of. Not
Kind of.
really.
Okay.
Not
She'll
really.
she'll disappointingly take off her cloak of protection then and swap it out.
Yep. Okay. Um, apparently, when we play, we're kind of not allowed to show any other clothing. So try to
Fair.
keep it over your whole thing, everything covered.
Sure.
How do you use your instruments then?
Well, what I was thinking is that we just turn our backs to the audience.
No.
It's gonna be like
No.
this. It's going to be like this mystery thing.
No.
They don't know who is playing.
How can you sing to an audience that you don't see?
Well, we're not technically singing to the audience. We're singing for money. So I don't really care how we sing to an audience that we can't see.
I remember why I quit the band in the first place.
But now you're back.
Yeah, the Grand Reunion Tour.
It's going to be marvelous. Or one of those words thing that you use.
I will. You can turn your back. I will keep an eye on the audience.
No, either we all turn our backs or we all turn front.
Have you considered that if they're a rowdy crowd that with our backs to them, we won't see when they throw the food at us? Or I guess this is a fancy party, so maybe that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that happens. Trust
Yeah.
me, that happens. We don't talk about it, but it happens.
It only happened once. Okay, it only happened once.
And it was your fault.
I did not say that we should. Yeah, okay, I technically did say that we should do that thing that we did, but Fred agreed.
Fred agrees to everything. It's Fred.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so we turn front, okay? We turn to the audience.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated.
But then but in that case you need to wear the rest of the clothes too.
Sure.
Sure.
And pulls up some more clothes. Definitely designed to make the whole band look pretty much the same, or like a uniform, kind of. But the cloak is the only thing that looks remotely magical. What most of you probably realize is that the cloak is glamour weave, which is just semi-magical clothing. It has some magic in it, but the magic is only to make it look more fabulous than it actually is. So it makes the cloak look like the evening sky, but it probably does more. You can, if you watch the cloak for long enough, you see a shooting star cross the cloak.
Fancy.
Glamour Weave has some. It has varying degree of fabulousness or awesomeness. Some glamour we give the illusion of actually being on fire or something like that. This one looks more simple. The rest of the clothing is just, well, it looks like it's supposed to be fancy, but it kind of also looks like not fashionable.
Sure.
And Kay even adds as he hands you the clothes, courtesy of Jimmy Rail. He probably was thinking highly of us. He also said that we could keep these clothes, but the cloaks have to be left at the house.
Sure.
Also, I don't need to tell you, Ashtari, but for this one time, could you please not bring weapons?
Fine, Decker.
Preferably not. If you can keep it out of sight, it's just that
Oh no.
apparently
You agreed to my suggestion that we play to the audience. So
I did.
I keep the weapons away.
I did.
I keep the weapons away.
You all saw that. You all saw that I did. I took the high ground.
Yes, you did.
Weapons stay.
Weapons stay.
Yeah, that goes for you too.
Sure.
And you, Fred. I don't have any weapons. And your other two friends, the dwarf.
We just accidentally met here.
Oh, okay.
We don't know who they are. Don't worry about that.
Fine, I'm gonna get another drink. I need to get rid of this hangover.
Good idea.
Okay, and as he stands up and walks to the bar, Delvor enters the Broken Mugs pub. How much does Delvor know about Dart and her personas?
Sure. I'm imagining that he like recruited her when she was a little girl, like on the streets of the neighborhood, sort of thing. So I would imagine he probably knows a fair amount, if not everything.
Okay. So he notices you, signals you to meet in the corner booth.
Sure. I'll casually make my way over there, not make a big scene about going over there.
Okay. So it's getting close to the evening, so there are people getting into the pub and starting to drinking. It's still pretty empty. And Delvor leans over to you and says, "Okay, so I contacted the catering service that's handling the event.
Yes.
And I have a friend there who's willing to add a couple of more staff members.
Excellent.
And there's just the normal procedure, no weapons, no trouble.
Understood.
So
Thank you very much for your help. And I will. The cloak is foremost on my mind this evening.
okay,
Retrieving.
good. If you need anything, if there's any problem, you can get to the armory through the kitchen.
That is most excellent to know. Thank you for that.
You need to go through the security's quarters to get to the armory through the kitchen.
Good.
But only in dire situations.
Absolutely.
There might not be anything of use there, but still maybe something.
If opportunity presents, I'll check it out. If I can't find certain things, I'll peek in there. Thank you very much. That's quite helpful.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And he stands up and leaves. Pretty much. So it's getting close to evening, and Kay even comes to you and tells you pretty much that it's if we want to get on time there, we need to go now.
Would not do to be late. And then on the way, I would tell Gerd and it's not Pix that I have them. I will be able to get them in to the cooking area, the kitchen area, and
Perfect.
try to let them. Actually, I'll use message to do all this, so the other people with us can't hear. Yeah, so I'll tell them all that, and then the no weapons thing, and also to everybody that the armory is through the kitchen. But the security quarters are in between that, and that's only since we don't have our weapons as last resort sort of thing.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So,
If we can't get weapons in, how are we going to get our weapons in?
Well,
I don't need weapons.
Yeah, I'm good for a little bit without them, and then we can get to the armory.
I will shame them to death.
Yeah. Maybe we can check them in like a weapon cloaked, I don't know, coat closet or something.
Possible.
okay. Since Gred has been keeping such a good eye on the building before,
Yeah.
he knows that there are 3 entrances into the tower or building area. So the mansion, air quote, is 4 floors of the tower. So at the bottom floor of the mansion are 2 entrances. There's the air platform where any airboats or skyboats can dock. That's usually where a lot of the nobles enter when they are going to the fashion show, because the fashion show is always held at the bottom floor as well. Opposite the platform is the service entrance, and the main entrance is 1 floor up. On the 3rd floor there are 3 balconies and 3 large windows. And at the top floor there are several big windows but no balcony of any kind. However, what's on inside is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Since you know very little about that. So yeah.
All right.
Let's split the party.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Always the right idea.
Yay! So Gred and Pix will need to meet up with the catering service. The contact that Delvor gave to Dart and Dart gave to you is someone named Olga.
Olga.
Olga, a dwarf. Who knew? Um, Olga is a dwarf, like I said.
Mhm.
I totally said. Who is essentially just the cook, or one of 3 cooks who are catering. Um, she is a bit like she is constantly in a hurry. And doesn't like it when anyone is slow. So when you meet her, she essentially says, "All right, you need to move fast and be quick.
Okay.
No dilly dally. Okay?
Cool.
Short legs or no? No dilly dally. Move fast."
All right. What should I do?
You catered before?
I can serve people, I guess.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Keep the plates full at all times.
Okay.
You?
I'm just gonna kind of find some vegetables or something that need chopping. Because I'm thinking if Gred's going in and out, maybe have someone
Good.
kind of stationed in the kitchen. So
Alright.
yeah, I'm not even gonna talk to her. I'm just gonna walk over and just start chopping something.
Alright. So, the catering service will have to enter from the service entrance. And
Yeah.
when you enter, there are no guards on the outside of the doors, but on the inside there are 2 guards, both human.
Yeah.
Dressed sort of like bluish colors, and armor with the house veil mark, or like a shield, or what's the word? Coat of arms, which is essentially just a spindle and needle and pair of scissors. From there you can go into through the storage area. First you go through a storage that is sort of just like clothes, a lot of clothes, fabric, and so on. And through there you get into the main storage, which leads straight up to the kitchen. The band would enter through the from the platform, having taken a skyboat, and when you go in, you can see there are a lot of people on the on the bottom floor. A lot of people staring at a raised platform where models walk across back and forth, wearing all sorts of clothes. You can a guard on the platform tells you to go into the storage up to the kitchen, and from there go upwards to the ballroom area.
Okay.
So the kitchen is very big, huge in fact, and that is where you can see both Gred and pigs. Going upwards, you get into a room where there's essentially just serving area, where they would serve food from the kitchen into the ballroom.
When we're going up that staircase, do we see the security room that I was told about, or is that
No, you don't see
no?
it from there.
So that'll be a different
You
place.
just go straight up,
Sure.
upstairs, more stairs,
Okay.
and several stairs. You can also see that the height to the roof is a lot. About, well, not a lot, but 15 feet.
While we go up there, I want to prepare some possible escape routes in my mind.
Not many that you see on this direct route. When you enter the ballroom, you can see stairs leading down into an open. There's this open floor down to the next floor below, and you can see this just stairs going down there, and the ballroom has 3 big windows, like I said, and from there you can see at least 2 balconies, and you can exit into out to those balconies. If you would jump out the window on one side, you can estimate that you would hit the platform where you entered. Another window there is the stage where you will be performing, so you get a pretty good view out the window. The windows are all stained glass with images and portraits of the house veil, coat of arms, and some not so great art of, well, you can presume probably the 3 members of the house that live in the area. From the window of the stage, you can see or look down onto the main entrance, about 15 feet below. And this is the stage where you will be performing. Hooray! And then there's the kitchen. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty big. You can see, you get a pretty good description of um, where to go, where to take the food. Gret, if you are going to be more in the serving
Yep.
capacity, you would have to run fairly quickly up set of stairs, and then back down again, and then back up again, and then back down again,
Okay.
and then back up again, and so on. So the food is prepared down on the 2nd floor, and then brought up to the 3rd floor, where they are delivered out to the ballroom, where there are pretty much no tables or anything. Just no tables to sit by, at least. There are some serving tables there.
Okay.
You can also see a couple of guards 3 guards actually in the ballroom, and 1 guard in the serving room where you go up from the kitchen. There's no guard in the kitchen itself, though. The 3 guards you see in the ballroom all look a little different from the other guards that you've seen. They look like they're all warforged and look like they've been decorated also by the House Vale coat of arms. You can assume that they are the extra security. One of these 3 warforged in the ballroom looks a little more decorated, like he is in charge of security. And then there's 1 floor up, which you haven't seen anything of yet.
Is there any stairs going up there from the 3rd floor?
Not from where you can see.
Okay. Are there any exits or doors that they could be behind?
Yeah, there's a wall. You know that there are 3 balconies, but you can only see 2.
Yeah.
If you can walk, if you would like to explore, that also risks the guards taking notice.
Well, I'd be exploring while I'm serving guests and,
Yeah.
Just taking note of everything.
Right. So when the fashion show itself is over, you can hear people coming up from the floors below. They don't use, obviously, they do not use the service stairs. They use the main stairs. So they come up straight into the ballroom.
Yeah.
You can see all sorts of nobles and ladies and lords and butlers, servants, and more. So the fashion show is over and the ball begins. What would you like to do first?
Try to make out our target in the crowd and keep an eye on it while starting to perform to make an impression.
Okay. First, I would like you to make both you and Dart to make a performance check.
Come on, natural 1. 23.
22.
Okay, well, as you start playing and singing and doing you pretty much shine. Even wearing those awful clothes that are definitely not fashionable. You can, if you like, you can think of Austin Powers. That's pretty much what you're wearing, plus a cloak. But you shine, and you definitely notice that Kaven is, while singing, also looks at you like you're kind of outshining him, and he doesn't like that. So he tries to sing louder. That's probably something just over 20. Um, so yeah, you're all pretty much performing very well, and people are noticing, and they start they like the music. They start dancing a little bit. Anyone who is keeping an eye out for Elia Jose Rail can make a perception check. except for except for Pix, because she's down in the kitchen.
I got a 12.
19.
Gret, you can actually make the roll with an advantage
Okay.
because you've been keeping eye out on all those fashion shows.
uh, 16.
16. Okay. What did you get? 16, 19?
Yeah.
And what did Dart get? Sorry.
12.
12. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, between you do see someone who looks to be the host. Ashtari notices first a half elf man walking around wearing the traditional blue colors of the house. Um, one side of his coat is longer than the other, but the shorter side is to make more visible the rapier that he has on his side. A very well decorated rapier. However, his hair is also longer on the opposite side than the other one. And he goes around shaking everyone's hands and welcoming them, and everyone is saying, "Oh, what a great show," and so on. And Gred notices as well and confirms that this is, in fact, Eliados. He's also walking with his personal butler, a well groomed, tall, muscular hobgoblin. Well dressed, wears small glasses that just hang on the tip of his nose, straight back, and wearing also the traditional blue clothes, blue colors of the House Vale. So now you've seen the target.
While I'm in the kitchen and they're kind of looking out for the target, can I see, is there any particular door or room that any of the security staff seem to be going into or coming out of?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Okay. 20, not natural, but 20.
Okay. Yeah. You can see that the servants seem to come from go through one door. Look like they are the standard servants of the house, while you can see some of the guards going through another door. So it looks, from what you can gather, the servants' quarters are on one side and the security quarters on the other one.
Okay, is there been quite a lot of movement for them? Like, does it look like there've been lots going in, or does it look like that room's
No, just
emptying out? Or
it seems to be just one guard at a time, maybe at times going in and then out. And in some cases, it goes in and doesn't come out again.
Okay.
So yeah. A little while into the evening, unless you want to do something.
Just performing and keeping an eye on Elijah or something.
Eliados is
Eliajas.
Eliados. After a while, he greets a woman and talks to her for quite a bit. She's actually wearing one of those dresses that look like it's on fire. And they talk a little bit, whisper a little bit, and then he leads her off to around a corner where you don't see them, but then you can actually see from the stage. You can see up through the roof of the ballroom. You can see up to the fourth floor, just above the chandelier. And there you can see where they are walking up to the fourth floor. And that's about when Kaven asks the band if they want to take a break.
Sure.
Just short break. Okay, and he calls out to the ballroom. All right, we're just gonna take a short break. Please keep refreshed. Yep.
I would like to see if I can find a place where I can because they went up. They're a floor above now, so if I can keep an eye on, if I can see him, and be within 30 feet and not draw attention to myself, I'd like to do that so I can cast Read Thoughts on him.
Well, you can see that they. You can see them from where you are on the stage.
Okay. Am I within?
No, not by a long shot.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It's a big ballroom.
Yeah.
Each floor is actually just huge. It's about a lot more than I just realized. It's about 100 by 100 feet.
Sure.
100 across.
Then I guess I have a different tact. Real fast. I would like to find a private spot and turn into a gaseous form. And since it's such a big space, if I can find a place up there that I could coalesce back from the mist and then try to detect his thoughts.
Yeah, it should be doable if you can find a private place.
Sure.
The guards seem to have pretty much a view of every corner from where they're stationed.
Sure.
Are we staying on the stage or getting view off the stage?
You can leave the stage if you like. Kaven is just going to get some drinks for himself. Needs some liquids. Lots.
I'll go offer the band some refreshments so I can talk to Ashtari and Dot.
Yeah. Because I wanted to have a quite secluded place too.
Okay.
Somewhere where I'm not watched. Is that possible?
Maybe I can try and distract the guards and you guys can go around that corner that Elio just went.
Gred, since you have been walking around serving everyone, you will know that around that corner is both stairs up to the fourth floor and also where you can get out onto the third balcony. But otherwise it's just a dead end.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're looking for a secluded place, that's probably a good place to go. Maybe the balcony.
Yeah, because I need to change before we bring our surprise drinks to special guests.
Okay. So are you guys going upstairs then?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
And then,
I think we have only a very small window.
yeah. Okay. And Pix and I will try and secure the security room if anything goes wrong.
Okay, so can I cast somewhere disguise self on me where the guards are not catching that?
You could the most private place I think is the third balcony, where around that corner. It's
Okay.
also the balcony where you have to get past the highly decorated warforged to get to. And as you, if you if you are going that way, and possibly if Dart is following, um, the guard stops you and asks, "Where are you going?"
Just some fresh air.
Other balconies.
Yeah, but we need to get really fresh air. And I not a bit too Dart.
Yes, we have a limited
Wink,
break,
wink.
and the other one's so far away. We just need to pop up there.
And wink, wink.
Make a. I'm not even sure if I need to have you make a persuasion
yeah.
roll.
I'll do friends
Deception.
cantrip real fast.
Deception roll. Sorry.
Deception roll.
Deception roll.
Could I do?
They get angry at us when you cast friends, you know that.
Yeah, that's true.
How long does friends last?
Last a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna be there more than a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Okay, deception.
I'll also.
I'm sure I have something in that.
Okay.
26. I rolled a 19.
Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see.
This D20 is the best I've ever bought.
Shit. Nope, not even close. Alright.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to make a some sort of I guess a noise that sounds like I'll try to make the sound of like a weapon being drawn just like around the corner, just like a sword coming from a scabbard sort of sound.
Okay.
And hopefully that'll distract them long enough for me to. I guess I should have seen how fast I to do. When their attention's not on me anymore, I'll pop into gaseous form.
I thought.
Float up.
Uh,
I'm just really motivated to get up there and hear what he's thinking.
yeah, that's why I got us onto the balcony so we can change.
Oh, we're already on the balcony?
Oh,
yeah.
You got
Oh,
onto
sorry.
the balcony.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what was going on.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No problem. Made up games and scenes in our minds.
Yeah.
Well, so the difference is I actually have a map, so I see things all differently than you do. So yay!
So I would like to cast disguise self on myself, and as one of the guests, and take out a pipe so that I have a reason why a gaseous cloud is around me.
Oh, nice.
All right, and Dart changes into a gaseous form. Okay.
And then we make ourselves up to the fourth floor and try
Yeah,
to.
the guard can still see where you get onto the balcony, so he would have seen anyone who gets out
Ah,
onto the balcony, and then someone different comes in from the balcony.
Is this not like a big balcony?
It is a single entrance balcony.
Okay, then I stay on the balcony and let Dart to her think, because the gas of cloud is not as conspicuous as an entirely different person walking back in.
Okay. Um,
Quick save, quick load.
yeah. We're getting it.
all right. Gred,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I was going back down to the kitchens to tell Pex what's going on.
All right. Right. Okay. Pix is chopping vegetables, a lot of it, and
Yeah.
yeah, been
I'm trying to keep an eye basically on all the activity of the security guard. So especially if I hear kind of any kind of fuffle, as if they're all getting called to an incident or something. But kind of specifically, I want to kind of try and watch if there's any patterns to their movement and things like that, so that if the worst does come to the worst and we needed to get through there.
On occasion, you can see the guards, maybe one guard. They're always just one guard at a time. Every guard that comes through the kitchen is human. They sometimes leave into what you think is the guards' quarters, but then enter from the stairs, from some other route. So what you can gather is probably there's a way through the guards' security quarters into the armory and exit on the other side of that.
Okay.
There is slight pattern. It's usually never this. They seem to rotate, so it's just so one guard goes through at a time.
Shift changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. And it may be every hour or so.
Okay.
Or half an hour, so that you can notice the pattern. Make a dexterity roll for me.
Okay. That's not good. 5.
5. Okay, so
Get slight hope.
It rolled well for me. One.
That's not a carrot.
Yeah, pretty much. Olka has been pestering you the whole time, so in between you've noticed the guards coming, but it's difficult to notice anything in particular other than that.
Okay.
So just work faster, cut better. Also, that's not a carrot. Like,
Okay.
yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's you've been cutting a lot, and might just be a good thing eventually when Gred comes down. Olga just says, just stop. Leave. Go. You're not good at this. Go. Just stop. Leave the kitchen. Out.
Okay, I'm going. Can I get a plaster
No,
first? Okay.
get out of my kitchen.
Maybe come help me carry stuff.
Yeah. Can't fail. Words. Go. So yeah. Dart, you get up to the 4th floor. What you see on the 4th floor is pretty much just a big space area where you can look down onto, can see the ballroom from up there, and well, that's all nice and dandy and stuff. There are also, you can also see opposite from the stairs where you enter, get up from the gaping hole that leads down into the floors below. You can see curtains drawn and 2 doors on one on either side of the curtains that lead into a room. You can also see 3 other doors. And a big window.
Okay.
There's one door pretty much straight where you come up, and one door behind, and one door to the right, sorry, and then one door before you get to one of those doors with the curtains thing.
Okay. Float on over to where I last saw our target at.
Okay. Make a wisdom roll.
Okay. A 10.
10. So you can fairly narrow it down to the one on your right or the one straight ahead. The last time you saw them was getting up the stairs.
Okay. Does one door look fancier than the other one?
Both look
By any chance?
both look wood, made out of hard wood.
Okay.
Neither one looks more decorated than the other.
Sure. I'll go to the straight door first. If there's
Okay.
a crack or a
There is a crack underneath it.
keyhole.
There is a crack underneath the door.
Sure.
And interestingly enough, that leads into an office where you can see actually 4 figures. There is Eliajos. There is his private butler. The woman he spoke to, and an elven man who is accompanying her.
Okay.
and they sit from each other and are talking. And when you enter, you can. The first thing you hear is Eliatos asking, "So we have a deal?" And she leans back. Um, yes, I believe so. This these schematics look authentic. I think we can make a deal. Yes.
Could I try to float, like staying up by the ceiling, try to float over and see the schematics if they're still out? Or?
Make a stealth check with advantage.
Uh, 12.
All right. Mm, okay. Um. Nope. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Right. Mm, you move up to the ceiling, and they continue discussing. Um, you can hear the. She says something about. I believe we should continue this. Obviously, I do not have any money with me, but I can finalize the deal at my factory. Just as he, just as they start to talk about the details, you can see his butler looking up straight at where your gaseous form is.
I'll search real quick the ceiling for like a crack that I could seep through up and just go up.
Okay, make a
That's
perception
awesome.
check.
Okay. I am going to
Die.
try to try to avoid going with that 6 by using my Tides of Chaos. Once per long rest, you gain an advantage on one attack, roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay,
If that's okay.
I'll take it.
All right. Oh, and it does worse. So yeah, awesome. 6 it is.
6 it is.
Yep.
You do not see a crack in the ceiling.
Uh-oh. Uh, I'll try to stretch myself out while going towards a window or something where I might find a
Yeah,
crack.
there is a window,
Sure.
and just as they are about to talk a little bit about the details, the butler puts his hand down on Eliatos' shoulder and says with a deep voice, which I cannot emulate, by the way. Uh, Perhaps we should discuss the details at a more appropriate, better time. First, perhaps drinks, and Elia just seems to take the hint
Sure.
and agree with him. And
Right. As I'm trying to find the spot to leave, I would also like to just kind of make sure I can describe the elven woman well, if I don't recognize her.
There's elven man and a human woman.
Oh, it's a human woman. Okay.
Yeah. You can make an intelligence check. See if you recognize her.
Okay. 18.
18. Okay, so you do recognize her. You recognize the pins that she's wearing is of House Kenneth. And you recognize her as Orona de Kenneth. Prominent member of the house who is working in the city.
Okay.
And what you do know about House Kenneth is that they are inventors and tinkerers. They pretty much invent everything. They invented the sky ships, and they invented the what's it called, the lightning rail.
Okay.
And during the war, they pretty much invented the Warforged, as well as pretty much every major weapon in the war was invented by House Kenneth. Up to a point where they pretty much invented weapons for all sides of the war. And when they created the Warforged, they pretty much provided both weapons and soldiers. After the war, they were forbidden to create any more Warforged. And, well, they've been going a little bit downhill since then, but they, like I said, they pretty much invent anything and everything.
Yeah. All right, so they're getting up and leaving then?
Yeah. Eliados takes the book and puts it into his coat and shows the guests out. Whispers something to the butler and then leaves, but the butler stays and keeps an eye on you.
Okay. One last look around the room to see if there's well, this doesn't look like it was his office, right?
It was an office, yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to take a quick peek around and see if there's a kind of a plain looking cloak. And then
None
Really
that you can see.
Sure.
No. Let's see. Ashtari, you're still out on the balcony, but from the balcony you can see the stairs. So you can see when Eliados and Orona, as well as the elven man that is accompanying her, when they get down the stairs. You also see when Eliados leans over to the decorated guard and whispers something to him. Or them, because Warforged technically don't have a gender.
And now I want a little earpiece of technology where I can scream, abort! Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The decorated guard walks up to the other two guards on this floor.
Time to improvise.
And you can see they are discussing something. He's signaling both up and down and always almost.
Sure.
Okay. And
you can make a perception check if you want to try and hear what they are saying.
I can imagine it, but I make the check.
Would we be able to see this if we were carrying the stuff
21.
around?
21. Okay.
Sorry,
Uh,
19.
Still good. Gred and Pix, yeah, well, you can also see that the guards have gathered in the corner and
Okay.
seem to be discussing something. They have stopped looking at the guests and seem to be, well, convening.
How quickly can I get on the stage?
Well, you can get there fairly quickly, I suppose. You can also hear them saying that the main guard is telling the others that one of them should get down to go down and alert the other guards, while the other one should accompany him up to the office.
I get to the stage, grab a drink from one of the waiters,
Gred, perhaps?
and
Yeah.
whisper to him quickly, Code Red! Code Red!
Code Red.
And
What
on
does that mean
the
again?
stage, a toast! Everyone, a toast!
Make a performance check.
23.
Yeah, you get everyone's attention. Even the guards look up at you.
I want to not only to thank Host Whale for this fine opportunity, for this fine party and this wonderful clothes they make. But I mean, look at it. Look at this fine cloak. Isn't it marvelous? But I especially want to thank Elijah Eliacho, well, personally. A big applause to Eligios. Please come on the stage, Eligios. Please come on the stage.
And yeah, everybody starts cheering, and yeah, he reluctantly goes to the stage, but tries to keep appearances. While this is happening, there's a floating mist up on 4th floor in an office.
Doing the best I can.
And the butler is basically just standing in the doorway, or in front of the door, just arms crossed, keeping a close eye on you.
Sure. I'm still seeking out another crack or hole or something I can get through to preferably get out and like up or in a direction that he can't follow.
Okay. You can make another perception check if you like, but with a disadvantage.
Sure. Well, it's going to be a 4.
4. Yeah. No, the only crack in or out of this office is underneath the door.
Sure. I'm gonna go for the crack, and hope he doesn't have some sort of magical trick that'll capture me.
Okay. Well, interestingly enough, he didn't really think this through when thinking he could corner a floating mist. So actually, he does not have any magical way of capturing you. So you
Sweet.
just float underneath his feet and between his legs and under the door. Under through the door. Hooray!
Yes.
Um,
Yay!
Yay! And by that time, you can hear some shouting on the floor below.
Sure.
Um, Pix, make a perception check for me.
Can someone buy me new dice? That was a natural one.
That was a natural one.
Nice.
Yeah, no, Ashtari is very projecting. So, yeah, pretty much. Amazing. All right. So, Gred, you'll
Yep.
notice partly when one of the Warforged guards rushes by you and heads downstairs. When you look around, you do not see the other two.
Okay. This is bad.
Dart, you are allowed to make. Well, you hear someone in like full plate rushing up the stairs to the
Okay.
4th floor. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna hope that the butler's the only one that looks up a lot, and try to stay up, especially taking advantage because we're coming into high ceiling areas. I think so.
Yeah.
Like, really just try to, I guess to put it in video game terms, make sure I break line of sight and can
All right.
turn back into myself.
Make another stealth check then.
Sure.
I believe with advantage because you
Yeah.
missed.
9. A
9.
9.
9.
I should not buy you new dice because I don't.
We are rolling really well.
Yeah.
We're both cast.
Oh,
This will go
well.
interesting.
So, and the other one, that's not as good, but for one of them I rolled a natural 14. So that's as
Yeah.
the two warforged rush up, that highly decorated one and the other slightly decorated one, the more decorated one looks up, sees where the mist is floating upwards and moving unnaturally in unnatural directions and ways, and just then the door opens into the office and the butler exits, and they both the warforged points up and the hobgoblin looks up, and just as the warforged is about to draw his blade, the hobgoblin signals him to stop and says, "We can't alert the guests just yet." And I Sorry, guys, we have to take a break because I have no idea how to proceed. There are just three guys trying to catch smoke.
Yeah, can I do something really quick?
Yeah,
So,
by all means,
uh,
please.
because when I have him on the stage,
Yeah.
I cannot get his name right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to accidentally spill my drink on his suit.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. You can
And then
you can make your deception check for this.
21.
21. All right. Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, it's totally accidental.
Oh my
Sure.
god, oh my god. And I try to touch him, try to clean him up, and try to take something from him, but that I hopefully feel
All right.
without him noticing.
Right. Okay.
This plan is so stupid it might work.
Okay, make a sleight of hands check.
Most important roll of the night.
Yeah, get this one right.
17.
And now we're gonna have to take a break. Yep. Now we're gonna have to take a break.
I put it in
While I
chat that
give this a little bit of thought. Okay, so we're back from break. Uh, Um, you nab something from his coat, and he doesn't look like he notices anything. Honestly.
I'm so sorry.
You,
I leave the
you,
stage.
idiot!
I'm so sorry. I don't take
Get
any
out!
payment
Get
for
out!
this.
Get out!
Yeah.
Get out! Like I'm not charging you for this. And he quickly leaves the stage, and
Me too.
yeah, well, he just told you to get out, and
Hmm?
Okay,
yells
guys,
out,
let's go.
"Guards! Guards!" Um, and there is a guard that comes from the uh, service area, uh, comes out and looks towards Eliadros, who points at Ashtari and just says, "Get that one out now."
I'm already on my way out.
Yeah. As you are going down, three warforged come rushing up the stairs. Enough so that the guard decides not to go that way, but take you through the service area and through the kitchen. Probably the same way as the way you came up.
If I see Gred or pigs on my way out, I wink at them.
Yeah, pretty much anyone notices you, so they definitely have seen you.
Okay.
Can I, while he's getting that out, can I kind of shuffle towards Gred and kind of go, "Where's Dot?"
Speaking,
She went upstairs. I don't know.
Alright. And then while everybody's distracted by Ashtari
Yep.
kind of getting dragged out,
Yep.
can I kind of go to the bottom of the stairs and try to cast thaumaturgy to see if I can open a window
Do I
to let
notice that
Dot out?
Do I notice that she needs a bigger distraction?
I think that you made a fairly good distraction.
Okay.
Pix, make a stealth check with advantage.
Okay, I'm not actually going up the stairs. I just want to.
Yeah, just making sure that nobody is watching you casting it.
With advantage. That was very close. 19.
19. Yeah, nobody seems to pay any attention to you. So
Okay,
you
and then
managed to get out of the way and open up a window.
next to Dart, if I can kind of just
Well,
up the stairs. If I can stand at the bottom of the
Yeah.
stairs.
fortunately, there actually is a window there. On just there, so you managed to, like I said, it's stained glass, so one bit of the glass falls out, pops out on the other side, making a fairly sizable exit for Dart.
Yay!
Gred and Pix. Well, Ashtari is being escorted out, so now it's just you who need to somehow get out.
We'll make our way towards the servants' entrance again, as well.
And on the way, just go to Olga, like, we're going.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. you haven't been drawing attention to you, so guards and the guards are pretty much most of them are rushing upstairs. So there's still just one guard at the service entrance where Ashtari is being thrown out, and the guard who is throwing Ashtari out. And as you are going going there the same way, you can hear the two guards just talking. He just spilled drink onto the master of the house. Oh, he's lucky he's alive. He wasn't thrown out the window. I know, right? I tried to go take him down here quickly so he wouldn't change his mind and decide the balcony, but still, stupid move. And now you are out the service entrance. Congratulations, you just stole a book.
Nice.
Did I steal a good book?
Hopefully it's the right one.
We'll find out in part 3.
Oh.
Ah.
But yeah, Elia just rolled a 5 on his perception to notice.
I mean, sometimes you just have to roll the dice.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So yeah. Next time will be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was a bit of a gamble. You going in there, no weapons, make wrong move, and you have swarm of guards.
Not having a real plan.
No. We'll just wing it. It's fine.
Yes.
I mean, we kind of succeeded. I didn't have to
We hope.
I didn't have to give the cloak back.
Yeah.
Oh, also, yeah, you kind of.
You didn't say that.
No, he was too angry to remember the cloak. So now you have a glamour weave cloak. Congratulations! It's probably worth several gold. Round.
Not that I would ever sell that thing.
Except Gred is
it's
eyeing your
fabulous.
cloak.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
I don't know if you're gonna want to wear it around town though.
Not that I will be around in town any longer after what I just did without any disguise.
Yeah. Well, who pays attention to the guy on stage? After he calls out toasts and everyone looks at him.
And then spills a drink on the most important person there.
Yeah.
I can look for a new city to live in.
At least the butler didn't notice you when you were a cloud in the
Or I can get to our new friends at Petrilize.
Petri life, yeah.
Just wait to plot this whole thing over.
The butler rolled a natural 20 on his perception.
I got too bold.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing this week.
Thank you.
Thank you for running.
And there's part 3 in 2 weeks. Yay!
Awesome.
Great. All right. And anyone who is watching, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.